Well, friends of the world, Maldini, let's analyse what this PSG victory has been. PSG eliminates Liverpool in the Champions League, knocking out what had been the best team of the league phase of this Champions League, and advances after winning at Anfield and going through on penalties in an absolutely memorable, unforgettable, epic match. All the adjectives you want to use for this match and for the knockout stage in general that they have given us. Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool in the first leg. Well, you already have the video I made back then for the first leg. Paris Saint-Germain was infinitely superior. Today, they suffered a lot during many phases. They won the match with a goal from Dembele. And I'll tell you something. I'm not going to use this video to boast by saying that I favored Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not going to do it. Well, I'm doing it a little bit, but not much more. After losing 0-1 in the first leg, logically, I still trusted Paris Saint-Germain. And today, honestly, there were moments when Liverpool was superior. But it's also true that PSG created quite a bit of danger throughout the entire match. It was an epic match with several players from Liverpool and PSG, but especially Vitinha. John Eves was spectacular. Vitinha gave a recital. William Pacho, the Ecuadorian centre-back, played at a very high level. I said it before the first leg, and I said it after the first leg. This PSG is a team of such a high level. They are flying in the league and flying in the Champions. They won the matches they needed to win. 4 goals against City, 4 goals against Stuttgart. They scored 7 goals against Brest. This team is a machine. Friends worldwide, Maldini and PSG could have been eliminated today because it's true. There was a moment when Kwanzaa's shot hit the post. But I think if we analyze the entire knockout stage, for me, PSG deserved to advance. They deserve to advance. If we analyze the 180 minutes plus today's extra time, in which, by the way, PSG was superior to Liverpool in extra time. PSG has shown to be a better team than Liverpool, and PSG deserved to advance. He overwhelmed Liverpool in the first leg, but lost because Alisson had a tremendous game, and by the way, he got a ball out of him today. Sensational in extra time from Dembele as well. And today, it's true that there were periods where they suffered a lot. Liverpool did not play nearly as well as they did in the first leg. I mentioned it in the preview video, of course. Liverpool couldn't afford to play as poorly as they did in the first leg. They played much better than in the first leg. Even so, PSG created, I would say, many goal-scoring opportunities. I think more shots on target than Liverpool itself and quite clear chances. And they advanced deservedly. They advanced in the penalty shootout. In that so-called lottery, because I've said it. You know, in the Movistar broadcast, I commented on the match on Movistar. I make time to get home to make this video for you. Now with the photos, etc. But of course, it's not a lottery. It's anything but a lottery. The penalty shootout, does it influence how the goalkeeper is? The shooters, for example, Dembele took a perfect penalty, and then the accuracy, the nerves, the quality, all of that influences. And PSG, in the end, has made it to the quarterfinals, and we will have time when tomorrow's matches are over, as tomorrow I will be at the Metropolitano to comment on that. That match between Atletico de Madrid and Real Madrid. We are going to make the percentages to be the Champions League champion. These are the 8 teams that remain, and I already say that it will be very high. PSG, I believe a lot in this PSG. I said it before the knockout stage, and logically I kept saying it. After the first leg, which they lost 0-1, these have been the 11. It is Alisson in goal with Arnold, with Ate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. By the way, Arnold ended up injured, and that has also penalized Liverpool a lot, of course. McAllister, Flojo Perez, and Gravenberch, Luis Diaz, Soboslai, Salah, and Jota. Salah has been quite bad, but not just today. Throughout the entire knockout stage, today better than in the first leg, but even so, he hasn't played too well. PSG with Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, William Pacho. Paris, colossal. Now I'll talk a little about William Pacho and Nuno Mendes. Vitinha, for me, the best of the match. It was, well, he and Donnarumma, who have been named the players of the match too. But what Vitinha did was impressive. Fabian. And then Barcola, Kvaratskhelia and Dembele. Today a bit weaker, Barcola. Dembele scored the goal, which was a mistake by Konate. It wasn't Konate's day either, because he made a serious mistake on Dembele's goal and then ended up injured. He had several plays where he came out driving, making quite a few mistakes. And today I didn't like Konate's game. But speaking of central defenders, what central defender does Ecuador have in William Pacho? Friends of the world, Maldini, what central defender does Ecuador have in William Pacho? And what a game. By the way, Nuno Mendes also played. Here we have him, the Portuguese left back. Wow, what a game Nuno Mendes played. He managed to nullify Salah again, just like he did in the first leg. Especially Salah started well in the first few minutes. But little by little, he was nullified, and Salah disappeared. He only reappeared to score the penalty. He did score a penalty in the shootout, but not much else. He has disappeared. It has been spectacular. Spectacular performance by Nuno Mendes in the matchup against Mohamed Salah, whom he nullified. And probably today, Salah has already lost his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. That is a reality. Here we have Nuno Mendes with Mohamed Salah. Well, the match has been thrilling. Liverpool logically played with much more pace than in the first leg. They pressured, but PSG. Liverpool created danger. They had quite a few dangerous approaches, shots that the defenders cleared at the last moment. Donnarumma had an epic match because during the game he made epic saves. He played an almost perfect match. Donnarumma today. He was poor in the first leg, but today he played an almost perfect match. And Liverpool was clearly dominating. But I mentioned it during the Movistar broadcast. As soon as they slowed down a bit, PSG is a team with such a high level. And they are so well coached, by the way. Luis Enrique is a phenomenon. I've said it many times, but I'll say it again. They are so well coached. This team knows how to break out of pressure so well. And of course, they have players like Vitinha. Today, Vitinha and Joao Waves gave a masterclass on how to break out of pressure. It was spectacular. How did they break out of the pressure? Both of them, they caught that play in space, scored that goal by Dembele, leveled the tie. And from there, Liverpool had some good phases in which PSG had to defend. But there were also many phases where PSG dominated and posed quite a threat. I remember a shot by Kvaratskhelia that went just wide. Another one by Kvaratskhelia as well. And a great save by Alisson against Dembele. There were 3 or 4 chances. One clear one by Barco, the one-on-one that he missed against Alisson. That is to say, although Liverpool was closer to the opponent's goal, which is true, I saw PSG closer to scoring at many moments. And I say it again, this team is flying, friends of the world, Maldini. And today, in a way, after what happened to them against Atletico de Madrid, where they overwhelmed Atletico de Madrid and ended up losing in the league this year, in the Champions League group stage. What happened to PSG with Borussia Dortmund last season, where they had scoring chances to thrash in almost both matches and ended up eliminated? Well, today, fortune has somewhat returned to them, giving back to PSG everything they lacked that day, because there was a header by Kwanzaa Ne that hit the post, which was a goal. And it bounced off the post and didn't go in by a miracle. And there have been several close actions that PSG players have managed to clear. It's true that they have controlled the area very well. They defended the area very well. PSG. Let's see how far this team goes. Friends of the world, Maldini. Very weak, this man, Mohamed Salah. Very weak. I really enjoyed commenting on the Movistar match with Adolfo Barbero. Very much, and I've said it several times, football was invented for epic knockouts and for epic matches like the one we saw today. An absolutely colossal match. An absolutely colossal match. Arnold's injury. Shame about the injury. Let's see if I have time tomorrow, and I'll do. Besides the Barcola notes, you already have the Barcola video of Barca Benfica. I think it's worth doing the notes. Let me know in the comments if you want the notes of the players from this match, from Liverpool and from Paris Saint-Germain, because I think it's such a big match. It has been such an epic match that it's really worth doing the notes for this match. Here we have William Pacho with Diego Jota. What a defender Ecuador has with William Pacho. Already at Inter Frankfurt, I had mentioned more than once, he seems like an impressive defender. If you watch the videos we've made about PSG in the French league when William Pacho arrived, there are already several videos of them. In fact, I made a video talking about how, watch out for PSG. The great threat, PSG. Well, for now, they have already knocked out Liverpool, which was probably the big favorite for many. After the league phase they are having and the Premier League, they are going to win. In short, great match, great Paris Saint-Germain, epic knockout stage. Here we have Graf, by the way, who has played a second half. Also spectacular. Dembele's goal, Joao Neves behind, and the work of Luis Enrique, which is being fantastic. And watch out for this player, who is a little weakness of mine. Due, who ended up scoring the decisive penalty. Wow, what a player Paris Saint-Germain has. The thing is, an undisputed starter for now, logically. He isn't yet due to the high level of the team, but every time he comes in, whether it's on the right as a winger or as an inside midfielder, watch out for this player who is extremely skillful and a footballer of many, many carats. Anyway, Alisson has played a great match again. Not at the level of the first leg, of course, but in the end, he takes the tie. This epic tie, I was saying that, honestly, both deserved to go through, but it couldn't be, logically. Liverpool eliminated a relative bombshell. I considered PSG the favorite, as you already know, a relative bombshell. Because for those of us who have watched PSG in the men playing one match after another, it's not such a surprise. Rather, it's not a surprise to me that PSG has eliminated Liverpool. PSG In the quarterfinals, we'll play against the winner of Aston William Bruges. Theoretically, it will be against Aston William. And in theory, all of this is, in theory, the quarterfinal tie should be more comfortable than the round of 16. We'll see how far this Paris Saint-Germain goes, but be very careful with them. A hug. Bye.